first of all, good to see you guys. Great to be in a post-game meeting with the Lacrosse media. It's been a long time. Just blessed to be on the field tonight and compete. And what a great college lacrosse game. As at sunset, it was a cool setting. And credit to Mount St. Mary's for coming back and staying in the fight and making it a really hard-fought lacrosse game for 60 minutes.
Questions? Wags, go ahead. You go first.
Coach, you had talked in the preseason about the emphasis on running defense to offense, creating transition goals, unsettled goals. You did that. I think you might have had 3 or 4 today. I'd have to go back and review, but obviously Franchek's was a nice one. But can you talk about that? Did you get what you wanted in that department?
I thought we did in the first half. I feel like we controlled the tempo and set the tempo the way we want to play. It was crazy in the middle of the field there. I thought we did a really good job riding them and turning them over. And that allowed us to play more offense and produce some of those opportunities. Maybe it was 3 transition goals, but it's also the goals off of those moments that we're trying to create. We struggled at the face-off X tonight. Their kid is very good. He's an upperclassman. He's faced off a lot for them and dominated the X. So we needed to create some turnovers to give us some more possession time.
What is your assessment of Spencer's performance in goal in his first career start?
Right. The kid, I don't know if Spencer was a starting goalie in high school either, so the last time he started between the pipes might've been middle school. So for him to come in, on a Saturday night in Navy Marine Corps Stadium and after waiting his turn and then stepping up and clearly being the player of the game for us. I thought he made the saves he should have made. He stole a couple for us, and that's what you expect a goalie to do. He had poise in the clearing game. He played like a senior, but he also played like a senior who's been playing a lot of minutes, which is very encouraging for us.
As I mentioned, Spencer, I think he only gave up 2 6-on-6 goals, but it was mostly extra man and unsettled. What was your assessment of your defense in 6-on-6?
I thought John Orson designed a great game plan and put our pieces in the right spots, and those guys bought into it. The thing we have to clean up is those gray area plays. And I think that's what you see in early season lacrosse. You're going to see some mistakes. For instance, the one Colin Meehan had the ball in front of the crease. I thought he should have just boxed out his guy and let the goalie pick it up. That's a play you need to see on film. You can't replicate that in practice. You only teach that when it happens. Unfortunately, Mount St. Mary's made a great play when we made a mistake. And it's things like that we've got to get better at to try and win, games that are going to be tight. We're going to be in a lot of 1-goal games throughout our season, and we got to be able to manage those moments so we can win them.
Last week, you held them, you shut them out for 37.5 minutes to start the game, but then you got outscored 5-1 in the final 22.5 minutes. Can you talk about not finishing the way you want?
Yeah, that's something that I don't want to harp on because it's early, but we've been talking about it. I felt like in our scrimmage last week, we had an opportunity to separate a little bit. And even in our blue gold scrimmages, the team that was in the lead had a chance to separate and didn't. And I think that's indicative of, just young, immature lacrosse play sometimes. You got some freshman middies, our top 6 middies. We've got 3 freshmen and a sophomore, out there. So there's a lot of guys who haven't seen a lot of those plays in the middle of the field and those moments that will allow you to have some poise when the game gets crazy, to give you the opportunity to separate. And we just need to see them, and we need to capitalize, hopefully, moving forward.
Matt Kinnear.
Joe, you touched on this, but just can you elaborate on just kind of how did it feel? You know what I mean? Like it's been 350 days or something like that.
Yeah, it's somewhat surreal, honestly. It's, obviously, I think all coaches wake up on game day with a little bit of anxiety, but it was a different feeling today. I just had this unbelievable sense of gratitude all day. I kept saying to myself, how lucky am I? How lucky are we to get a chance to do this? Because when it was ripped from all of us last year, I think that forced the entire community and everybody in general, whatever their profession is, especially in the athletic world, to really appreciate the opportunities you do get to do this. We only get 10 chances, given to us, and God willing, we'll be able to compete in those 10 games. But we've got to appreciate every moment we get a chance to be together as a team.
And then I guess you've touched on this before, but did you see it on game day, like the ability to kind of focus on yourselves and just focus on development? Whether it's the end of last spring or the fall or preseason.
Yeah.
Did you see it manifest itself today?
I did. I think, just from a team standpoint, in terms of who we want to be and what we want to look like, that's Navy lacrosse, what you saw in moments today. That's what you're going to see from Navy lacrosse moving forward, is guys running around the field, playing hard, playing together, making the game somewhat crazy. I said to our officer reps walking off the field, it's probably never going to be pretty, but it's going to be gritty, and we're going to try and compete to win. And I think that's what you saw today, and that's who we want to be. And we're not going to run from that. We're not going to run from trying to make it too cute and too pretty.
Awesome. Thanks. Welcome back.
Thanks, Matt. Good to see you.
Phil Bergman.
Hey, Coach Phil Bergman, Navy Sports, NavySports.com. Freshmen played a key role today. How pleased were you with their efforts right out the gate?
Yeah, Jackson Bonnet's, he's dynamite. He really is. He's a big-time lacrosse player. He made some big-time plays. Off the ground, he was excellent. And those are the things as freshmen you don't expect. We expect him to be able to compete in his matchup. I think he's got that athletic ability, but it's those intangible plays where I thought he shined a little bit tonight. And that's really encouraging for us. Max Hewitt and Bryson Reed both got their first college goals. Those guys look like they saw ghosts before the game. And it's really nice to have them, pop one in and just breathe easy. Dane Swanson got hurt early. I feel for him a little bit. I think, hopefully it's just a bruise, but I would have liked to seen him out there a little bit more. But unfortunately we didn't.
You touched on it earlier, but the ride looked really good today. Just how important is it to be doing these little things well in these early season games?
Yeah, and it's a credit to our administration for allowing us the opportunity to practice the way we practice and compete in a scrimmage last week, and give us the chance to get out there and make mistakes and grow from those mistakes. Early season lacrosse, you're not going to be great at clearing and riding, but that's one thing we focused on. And I think all of those opportunities to practice it against other people on a full field together with the medical team that we've put together and the protection that they provide us, we've been practicing with our group, and hopefully that continues, because it's going to be kind of a survival of the fittest through the year. I think you see it each week. Teams unfortunately are facing the COVID virus, and it's infiltrating teams, and we got to protect ourselves. And I think the setup we have here, we can benefit from moving forward.
And lastly, for me, just getting a win right out of the gate, how does this help set the tone for the rest of the season?
We're 1-0. Monday we go back to work, and we got to try and fight to get the next one. Jacksonville is a great team coming in. They've got, some gritty athletes, and John has done a great job establishing that culture. I would imagine it's going to be another hard-fought game like you saw there in the second half tonight.
Shared the ball well offensively. I think, you got balanced scoring. You already talked about how pleased you were with the defense and Spencer. Is there anything really to complain about?
Offensively, like I told you earlier this week, Wags, we got to grow up. We look slow at times. I feel like we overplayed our first midfield a little bit too much. We probably should have balanced that out a little bit more. I thought we looked tired at some points there in the second quarter and then into the third and fourth. Our stick work wasn't as clean, but decision-making from some of the attack players, we've got to clean up, because we can't turn the ball over in certain situations in games that are going to be a little bit tighter than that.
Your first career start, just kind of tell me what it was like to be in the pipes and anchoring the defense.
It was just great out there. Blessed to have the opportunity, and then it's a great week of practice. Gave up the shots we wanted to, and it just turned out the way we wanted it to. So it was an honor.
How would you assess your performance? I think you only gave up 2 even strength or 6 on 6 goals. They had a couple extra men, and they also had a couple transition or clearing game goals. But how did you feel like you played when the 6-on-6 situation?
I thought we played unbelievable in the 6-on-6. Kind of dominated the matchups that we wanted to, and then just put them in the spots that we were trying to all week. And then I think I could have had a couple more throughout the game, but it's all good.
You held them scoreless for 37.5 minutes, but then you gave up 5 goals in the last 22.5, I believe it would be. 2 of them are extra man. 1 was off a failed clear. Can you just talk about, the need to finish here?
So coach has been talking about this a lot. Just when we get a lead on a team, the ability to just keep going and just score more goals. But I mean, at the end of the day, we got to win, and we're super pumped about that. But there's a lot of work we need to do just to finish teams off.
I'll pass it off to someone else.
Phil Bergman, go ahead.
Hey, Spencer, Phil Bergman, NavySports.com and Navy Sports. Just after waiting your turn, what was this moment like to finally get to start?
It was truly an honor. Navy Lacrosse has been in my family for a long time, with both my brothers coming here, and just waiting these past 3 years and finally being out there is just one of the best moments of my life.
Did you talk to your brothers at all ahead of this? What was their words of advice for you?
I did. They pretty much just told me to play loose. Told me that that's when I play my best, and that's what I try to do tonight.
And just as a team as a whole, I think 350 days since the last time you played a game. What was it like just to play against another team finally?
It was amazing. Kind of like last week, we got that little taste, but just it being a scrimmage tonight when we went out there, it was an amazing feeling.
Thank you.
Matt Kinnear.
Spencer, congrats. The kind of a similar question about the layover, but all that time means there's not outside competition at the end of last spring, and then obviously you guys have been focused on yourselves in the fall, and then this preseason. What does that mean in terms of just your development, but team-wide development in terms of only being able to focus on the guys in the locker room and yourselves during that time?
I think it was really great for us. When last season was canceled, everyone kind of got together, and when we all went home, we knew there were two options we could get through, and we decided that we all wanted to just grind through it and get better on our own. And I think that's something we did, and it's paying off now.
What can you say about your defense? Like you said, during 6-on-6, you really controlled the play. I thought, Franchek, I mean, you had a freshman out there, Jackson Bonnets, McKenna. I thought they were solid defensively, other than again, most of the goals you gave up were either, unsettled or extra man.
I think our on-ball defenders, both short stick and down low, are all amazing defenders. And I think with them, we could win a lot of matchups and take advantage of that.